Why do you need those?
Like them. I like them.
All right, you ready?
Hey, welcome to Snackdown. I'm Andy, and this is...
Justin! So, welcome today. This is a fun food day, a little bit local, and I got some beer for us, too. But this is a food episode, the main focus of it. Andy has been yawning since he walked in the door.
Oh my god. It's terrible.
This is a later time for recording, so
Yeah.
the afternoon nap is setting in.
Oh yeah. So I put my kid down for a nap before I was coming over here. I almost fell asleep.
Oh, no.
I've fallen asleep before when we were doing remote.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Not like in between, like, we'll be right back. And then like 3 hours later.
Yeah, I went to get like the next drink and he was snoozed.
Yeah. But I was about to fall asleep, and then I thought, you know what? Rally. So I got some caffeine, and it still doesn't work because I'm still yawning. But it is what it is.
But maybe the food and the beer will help.
Maybe the friendship will kindle some energy.
Yeah. There's a shocker under your feet or under your chair. All I have to do is press this button and you'll wake back up.
The clenching of the legs will...
Yeah.
No, that's weird. Anyway.
So what we got today is, we've talked about it a little bit before, and if you're from New York, you probably know what it is.
Hey, I'm walking here.
It is called a garbage plate.
Okay, yeah.
So basically we went into my kitchen and we dumped out the garbage. No, not really.
And it's way disgusting.
And so lettuce.
Those avocados were super old to begin with.
So we'll get into it, but a garbage plate was basically invented or thought up in Rochester, New York, by a place called Nick Tahoe's.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of grown in popularity, especially in Rochester. Everyone's had a garbage plate up there.
But everyone's heard of it in Syracuse.
Yeah.
That I know
If
of.
you're from upstate New York, at least, you've heard of a garbage plate. And so there's a place now called the Brine Well in downtown Syracuse, and they are doing garbage plates. So we figured it's a little bit easier than driving to Rochester.
Yeah.
So,
We're just using less emissions, and we're supporting the localest of local.
yeah.
So.
I mean, if you're a Rochesterian, you probably will look down on anything outside of Rochester, but...
We didn't need you anyway.
Okay.
Yes, we did.
Let's get
Please
into this.
come
But
back.
first, so before we get into this, I'm going to open this beer.
Okay.
And this is from Empire Brewing Company. This is a Scotch ale, but
Nice.
it's brewed with coffee, so this might help you.
Gosh, I hope so.
And it's brewed with coffee from Café Cubal.
Oh, great.
So I don't know if it's good. And so the reason I got a Scotch ale is because I looked up what beer pairs well with garbage plate, and it didn't come up with anything. So then I said, what beer pairs well with macaroni salad? And it said Scotch ales, and it had this whole reason why. But then I saw this, but I was like, with coffee, I don't know. And this is the only Scotch ale I could find.
This is going to be perfect.
Yeah, so, I mean, it works because you're tired.
Yeah. So a couple things about Empire. So they went under. They went bankrupt last year. And I got to say, I wasn't a huge fan of their beer labels. They kind of had sort of a general... There wasn't much variety in what they looked like.
Yeah.
They've relaunched after being bought out. And I got to say, I like the labels. They're a lot better.
It's got an interesting smell.
It's good. This is something that I think we're going to have to drink on the quick side, because I think as it warms up, it's going to get nasty with the hot, muggy apartment.
Yeah.
I hope your next beer is water.
Yeah, it is.
Is it? Okay, perfect. You just put one barley grain and one hop and then a little bit of yeast on top.
It's a Pew, a New England
Purified.
Indian pale water. No,
Niepu.
I left out a letter.
New England.
Indian pale.
India. How about just pale water?
There you go. Anyways,
Okay.
let's get into what we got. So what did you get from the Brine Well?
So I got two different kinds. Let's start off with one, and it's called the Rochester. So a lot of these are named based on kind of where they get them from and where they're inspired by, I guess. So it's the Rochester, and so we'll get into it, but it's got, and he gave me the option. He said you can either do hamburger or hot dog or split. So you can do one burger and one hot dog. And then it also has, obviously, mac salad and French fries. We'll get into it. So we'll see how it is.
Yeah, we'll get into it. Have you ever had a garbage plate from
plate.
Nick Tahoe's? Have you ever gone up
I
there?
have not.
Interesting.
Have you?
Yes.
Did you like it?
It was delicious.
We'll get into where I've had a garbage plate before.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what we have in here. We have kind of hash browns or quartered small potatoes, right?
Yep.
And then we've got
You got some hot dog,
some hot dog,
some meat sauce,
some meat sauce,
some mac salad,
some mac salad,
some mustard, Oh, there's some like burger in here.
Yeah. Let's see if we got them all. Oh, and some diced onion. And how's it taste to you?
Good.
Something in here has like a cinnamon sort of flavor to it, doesn't it?
It's probably some spices that they did in maybe like the meat sauce. So I was skeptical the first time I had a garbage plate because I'm usually a person that doesn't like mixing food. I don't like them running into each other.
Okay.
And so the concept of a garbage plate was like the opposite of that.
The opposite of your food preference?
Yeah. So I was a little skeptical, but man, these things all mix together so well.
What do you think about the burger?
So the burger's a little
Weird, in my opinion.
The burger's a little tasteless a little bit.
Well, here's what I think this got going on with the burger. I think the burger has a lot of the same spices that are in the meat sauce, so I think it kind of blends together. I think, and I'm not an expert, I'm not good at this. I think if they did like a nice like 80-20 salt and pepper seasoning, just a very simple burger. I don't know. I think it would, a cheeseburger. I think it would add to it. Is this what they did at Nick Tahoe's? Like, did they do you remember?
So here's the difference between this and Nick Tahoe's. One of the differences.
Okay.
Nick Tahoe's, when you get it, it looks like you went through like a high school lunch line.
Nice.
And they just slopped it all on there, and it's just a giant mess. It fits the name. The look of it kind of fits the name. It's just like leftovers that are all mixed together on a plate. The Brine Well, they always look a lot nicer when you go, especially like if you get it at a restaurant, when you go to the restaurant, because I've been there once and they plate it for you. It looks nice on the plate.
Brine Well?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a little bit of artisan garbage plates, if that's a thing.
Yeah.
And it is good.
This is more like a garbage plate. Am I right?
Yeah, with an E at the end.
Garbage still has E at the end. And so does plate. Where's the E going, Justin?
An extra E.
Garbage E.
With an umlaut.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. An accent. It would be an accent on the A. Garbage.
The hot dog, though, is great.
Where my hot... Oh, there it is. Do you taste the cinnamon to it?
Yeah,
like
there is some
cinnamon
sort
or
of
like a curry almost? Yeah, I smell like curry. You know what sucks? You have to like go and edit out all the eating noises. So who is a louder and weirder eater?
I think we're the same.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, like...
There's been a few times where someone's talking with their mouth open, or someone's like on the other end, and I'm trying to edit it. And even if it's like a good part, I'm like, this is so gross, I have to take it out. Like, no one wants to hear this.
We used to be so good about like waiting to talk. I think we've kind of slowed our roll on enforcing that.
We've increased our audio clarity, but the quality
Yeah.
of like the chewing stuff has gone down a little bit.
It's like when like HD and 4K started to come out, and people were like, "Whoa, I don't necessarily want to watch the news in 4K."
Yeah, exactly.
That person looked all right for standard definition. What are you doing there?
Can you imagine if you're working in TV or film and you're the makeup person? Your job just got like a lot harder when they came out with like 4K.
Yeah, like their boss came up and they're like, "Okay, we're going to HD today. You can't use the paint gun anymore.
Yeah,
You need to put a little more, little extra edge on there. Okay,
because that'll pick up like every pore.
yeah,
You can see everything.
it's
Crazy.
nuts.
So how does this beer pair, do you think?
I think it pairs well, especially since this has again that curry cinnamony spice to it. I think that pairs super well with the Scotch ale. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what that spice would be. I think it must be on the potatoes, like the home fries. Kind of tastes like...
I tasted it well into the meat sauce.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I think the home fries were kind of absorbing the flavor.
Other
but-
spices section of their...
Yeah. Gosh. I'd say for a Scotch ale, I'm pleasantly surprised by this Scotch ale.
Yeah.
I think the sweetness of the Scotch ale goes pretty well with like the kind of slight bitterness of the coffee and the earthiness of the coffee, so that it just, I don't know, I think it balances it.
So, according to Draft Magazine, a grown-up Scotch ale gives every kid's favorite side some balance. This is just pairing with mac salad, which is like a base for
Oh, I thought I was talking about
garbage
giving like,
plates.
hey, does your kid like mac and cheese? They're going to
Yeah.
love Scotch ale.
Yeah. The sweet malt smooths out the tart mayo and relish, while a rich undercurrent of smoky, toasted notes brings fullness to the bite. So, my favorite part of the garbage plate, I think, is the mac salad mixed with like the meat and the mustard. It's so good. And you're not eating the mac salad
Because of egg.
because of egg. Although, everyone that was curious whether Andy came up with the egg allergy just to get out of eating a 1,000-year-old
Okay.
egg.
So let's
Today
talk-
he had egg.
Let's talk about that. So I'm driving for work, and I was hungry, and it was going to be a while before lunch. And so I pulled into Burger King, and I said, hey, can I get a croissant, like a sausage and cheese croissant, no egg? So they go, okay, yeah, They go, no cheese? And I go, no egg. And they go, okay. So they put it in. They put the order up. I get the order, and I'm driving down the road and eating. I taste the sausage. I taste the croissant. And I didn't realize until a third of the way through the sandwich that there's egg on it and no cheese. And I'm just like, oh, no. I'm like, I need to drive a lot today. And then we're obviously doing, Snackdown today. So it just made for some confusing moments. And so at one point in the day, and I hope this is why I'm feeling okay, I also chugged a ton of Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah.
So...
Or does it prove that Burger King isn't using real egg?
That honestly, like, if I was going for the egg experience, if I were to waste a weekend because I ate an egg, it wouldn't be on a Burger King egg. Okay?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
give me a
you didn't even recognize it until a couple bites in.
Right.
That's a problem with the egg, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see, I mean, my guard was down, and I'm sleep deprived. So
yeah. It looked like cheese to you.
Yeah.
Through your blurry, sleep deprived
I was driving,
eyes.
you know what I mean? Like, and I know I shouldn't, like, eat and drive, but sometimes you have to,
I eat and drive all the time.
Yeah, so, like, I was grabbing into the bag on the side, and I kind of unwrapped it with one hand or whatever. Or if I think I was at a stoplight. And then, that's that.
The last few bites of any, like, sandwich that's wrapped is the hardest. Because you're, like, in the paper.
Yeah.
Sometimes your head's, like, in the wrapping paper.
I think sometimes you just have to realize that you're going to get some paper, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Right? Just make sure it's, like, good, clean paper.
Yeah, as long as it's not, like, tinfoil, you're good.
Yeah. I can't eat any more of this one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so...
It's good.
Why don't we take a break?
Yeah.
Get another beer. We'll get into another garbage plate.
Let me just yawn it out 10 more times.
And maybe we'll talk a little bit more about how garbage plates started.
You've got a full history review?
I'm sure there's one.
Okay. Well, I look forward to the history review that you've already done.
In 1874, in a small Rochester kitchen...
William Garbage. Was that where you were going?
No. William Garbage looked in his fridge and saw several things, and he decided to mix them in a bowl. All right. We'll be right back.
Throw crickets in there.
Yeah.
All right. See you in a bit.
All right. Bye. We're back.
Nice.
All right, so we got another beer and we got another garbage plate.
Got a badge, yeah,
So this beer is from Sloop Brewing. I don't know if you know what that is. It's called Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah.
It's cool. It's a cool looking bottle.
Yeah.
And
what style would you say that is?
Dystopian future. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
So Sloop Brewing is in New York, I guess. Hopewell Junction, New York.
So it's called Cyberpunk. Do you think that has anything to do with the game that's coming out?
Artistically, I would say yes. The art looks like it was kind of similar to it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say 77 on it, so...
Right.
But it says it's brewed with milk sugar, Hallertau Blanc, and Mosaic hops. That's so wrong.
Hallertau?
Hallertau? That's how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
Hallertau Blanc and Mosaic hops.
And so milk sugar, that's just lactose.
Yeah, so this is a double IPA.
Ooh,
it smells nice.
This is very hazy, right?
It's very hazy, even though it's not labeled a hazy. And it smells a little bit of citrusy. It tastes a little citrusy, too.
Tastes a little citrusy, too.
It's pretty smooth.
This is dangerously smooth.
Yeah, it's very smooth. It's really good.
It kind of has the mouthfeel of, like, orange juice.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the citrus. It's like a muted orange juice.
Well, it's got the citrus flavor, but it also has, like the thickness.
Yeah, like you expect pulp.
Yeah.
But there is no pulp.
I like it. Oh, I don't like the fact that there's no pulp. Like,
would you like a pulpy double IPA?
Yeah, a PD IPA.
Yeah, a double pulpy, a double
Puldy double,
a double pulpy,
double IPA. DP IPA. DP Dippa.
That'd be cool if there was a double pulped New England IPA, because then it'd be a DP Nipa.
The girl from DP Nipa.
Cool. All right, so we are moving on to the second garbage plate. This is a buffalo garbage plate.
Yeah.
So can you guess what's in it?
Buffaloes.
Exactly.
Bison. actually.
So bison burger. No, just kidding. This has a big thing of chicken with buffalo sauce.
Buffalo sauce, yeah.
If you're not from New York, this is where the buffalo sauce originated from.
Hey, I'm walking here.
And then there's some mac and cheese, some French fries, and some
Celery
threads, maybe, or grass. We're not sure exactly what it is.
It just says celery.
Really?
It's kind of, it's a boiled celery.
It's like celery if it was an underwater plant.
Yes. So it's got house fries, mac and cheese, chicken fingers, Frank's hot sauce, celery, and blue cheese.
Nice. I'm going to try this.
A dressing. It's not a crumble blue cheese.
That's fantastic.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. You're just eating just chicken. You got to get everything in one bite.
Oh, my gosh.
That's so good.
It's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I feel like the chicken was brined.
Brine?
And if it was brined, it was Brine Well Eatery. It was brined.
Oh, yeah, I get it now.
But I'm serious. I think it was brined.
What do you taste that's briny about it? I don't really know what brining would do.
I mean, it tastes like it's like kind of seasoned all the way through. And I think a lot of times especially if it's like a neutral sort of season, like salted all the way through. A lot of times fried chicken's brined.
So this is very, very good. Again, though, it's plated nicely. So you get like a big piece of chicken on top of the stuff.
Yeah.
You kind of got to cut up the chicken as you go instead of it being just cut up and mixed together.
It's delicious, though.
But it is delicious. Everything tastes really good together.
Yeah, they do a really good job with their fries. Mm-hmm. Like these are like natural or natural cut. They were thrown against rocks. These are standard cut French fries, as opposed to the last one where we had hash browns.
Yeah, these are really good. And the mac and cheese pairs really well with the buffalo sauce.
Yeah, it does.
I guess I would have thought that, but because I put like buffalo sauce in my mac and cheese a lot of times.
Do you? Mm-hmm. I don't. I don't typically.
Really?
I don't think I ever have. Yeah.
But yeah, all this mixed together, it's very good.
So can I tell my first experience with a garbage plate?
Is this a story time?
Yeah, it's a story time. Let's get back at it. So when I first moved up to the Syracuse area, I was a sophomore in college, and I was at Lemoyne. And the first semester at Big Boy College, so I transferred from community college to Lemoyne, and I was taking organic chemistry, which is kind of a deal. It's a game breaker for a lot of people. A lot of people don't necessarily thrive nor survive organic chemistry. So it was one of the first times that I've had to like really, really study hard. So there was this bodega. They had like not a lot in stock. It looked like they were like a front for maybe a shadier company, but what they had garbage plates. But I think they were afraid to call it a garbage plate, so they just called it a dumpster plate. So I just knew of it as a dumpster plate. So we would order these and get these, and so we would get them. I would get a Red Bull, which whatever, it's a Red Bull, and then we would go study.
Red Bulls and dumpster plates.
Yeah, good study material. Like this is a place where the SpaghettiOs on the shelf were out of date. This is a place where if you ordered a pizza in some sequence, you got weed with pizza.
So it literally was a dumpster plate then, probably.
It was good. It was really good.
Really?
Yeah. It didn't have hot dog. It did have burger. Mm-hmm. The burger was really, really good. And then it had mac salad. It had French fries. It had a little bit of like kind of a hot sauce, kind of like a manwich sort of thing.
Yeah, I think Nick Tahoe sometimes does hot sauce in there.
But it was good. It was like, that's the first time I've ever heard of it. And I always called it a dumpster plate from that point on until, I don't know, maybe within the past 7 years. Someone was like, that's not a dumpster plate, it's a garbage plate. And I was like, oh. And I was like, well, agree to disagree. And they're like, no, there's a place called Nick Tahoe's, and that's where it was invented. It's called a garbage plate. I'm like, oh.
In the UK, it's called the receptacle plate.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the garbage plate is an example of American extreme cuisine. It was born in Rochester, New York at Nick Tahoe Hots, a landmark restaurant famous for this classical regional specialty. The earliest version goes all the way back to 1918, when it was originally called Hots and Potatoes. The regular customers called it by the name Hots and Potatoes, and it was basically a plate piled high with fried potatoes, baked beans, hot dogs, onions, mustard, and chili-like meat sauce.
It's so good.
So it's like almost like an open-faced chili hot dog, kind of.
Yeah.
It wasn't until many years later that the dish was officially renamed the garbage plate. The restaurant and bar had become very popular with Rochester's large community of college students, who upon seeing this huge plate of food and not knowing what exactly it was called on the menu would simply ask the waitress, "Can I get one of those plates with all the garbage on it?"
Disrespectful.
Yeah.
They would be promptly thrown out of my...
So it's funny that college students would love it because I hear that a garbage plate is really good hangover food.
And drunk food.
Yeah. So
And study food.
on both ends of the spectrum of alcohol, it's good.
Wow. This double pulp, double IPA is amazing.
Yeah, it is very good. It's citrusy, but there's no... It doesn't say like, it's not like a specifically citrus type of IPA.
It's got to be in the hops.
There's got to be one of these
It's not
hops.
Hallertau. Hallertau is... I don't know Hallertau Blanc, but Hallertau is it's kind of one of the noble hops. So it's kind of like a more classic hop flavor that you'd get from like a German or Czech beer. So
Yeah.
So my guess is that it's got to be Mosaic.
Oh, look at this, Andy.
What?
So in 1992, the garbage plate was trademarked by Nick Tahou's.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on where you go, though, it may be called a trash plate, messy plate, or a dumpster plate.
Okay, so let's talk about these names and let's think which one you wouldn't want it to be called.
Trash plate.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep. And then messy plate just seems kind of toddlerish,
Yeah, that's what happens to every kid's plate after they're done.
Yeah. Messy plate sounds like something that I have to clean up. And that's not appealing. Mm-hmm. Trash plate, no.
Trash plate is gross.
Yeah,
I asked for a garbage plate, and you just gave me a trash plate.
Yeah. You're coming home with this trash plate? Yeah. We thought better of you.
So today, this bizarre dish is a popular item all over Rochester area and can be found at many local restaurants. In recent years, the cheeseburger has replaced the hot dog as the most popular type of garbage plate.
So the dumpster plate, I'm using bunny ears, that was already evolved. It was evolved from the original garbage plate.
Yep. And the Brine Well is cool because they have a make your own garbage plate. So it's almost like a build your own burger. They just have a section on there with all the stuff, and you can just kind of pick all the different things you want.
So they've got one called the Ithaca, which is vegan.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What is in that one?
Let me... So here's what's in the Ithaca. Sweet potato fries, guacamole, tomatoes, jalapenos, vegan bacon jam. Sounds gross.
Bacon jam is really good, though. I don't know
Vegan
what
bacon jam?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Celery, and vegan ranch dressing.
This actually sounds pretty good. If they do the ranch dressing and the bacon jam right.
Mm-hmm. You want to know what's in the Syracuse one? Mm-hmm. Smashed salt potatoes, baked beans, better be Grandma Brown's, Hoffman hot dog, pickles, and honey mustard.
Nice.
That sounds very good. Should I just go down right down the line for the last one?
Yeah, there's only one more. Mm-hmm. Sure.
This one's called the Memphis.
So this one's going to be like barbecue?
Yeah. Sweet potato fries, pulled pork, coleslaw, onion straws, barbecue drizzle, and cheddar cheese. I honestly don't think I'd like that one.
I don't know.
Okay,
it depends on... So coleslaw is a very different thing from restaurant to restaurant.
Yes.
And sometimes I love coleslaw, and sometimes I hate it. There's no in-between. There's no mediocre coleslaw for me. It's either done right or wrong. So if their coleslaw is done right, like if it's good coleslaw, I think that sounds pretty good.
If the pulled pork is not smoked, I don't want any of it.
I don't want it in my mouth. This is a trash plate.
For real. I mean, yeah.
I ordered a garbage plate.
Flip it. You flip it.
didn't smoke the pork.
Maybe I can be the pulled pork supplier.
Yeah.
The official pulled pork supplier of Brine Well Eatery.
It's funny that the garbage plate is a very simple concept. It's basically taking your meal. So say I order a burger and fries and a side of mac and cheese. Mm-hmm. Take the bun off, put it all in a bowl and mix it together. That's your thing. Same with a chili cheese dog with a side of
Gosh, I love chili cheese dogs.
Mac salad. You just, instead of putting it separately in your dishes, you just put it all together. And you're taking out the bread in every instance.
I wonder what other Rochester specialties there are. When you think of Rochester cuisine, or not cuisine, right? But is the first thing you think of the garbage plate?
Yes. I haven't eaten it in Rochester a lot, so I'm not that well versed. But yeah, same with when you think of Buffalo, New York, you think of buffalo wing sauce.
Right.
When you think of Syracuse, unfortunately, we're just salt potatoes.
Well, okay, no. We are the home of Hoffman hot dogs, which are very particular. And so people who are listening, if you haven't had a Hoffman hot dog, but you have a Wegmans nearby, you can get Hoffman hot dogs. And try a white hot if you don't have an egg intolerance. Or try, just a natural casing.
The white hots have egg?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
They have egg whites in it. Yeah.
I love that. I love white hots.
I know, me too.
There was a little hate in your eyes when you said that.
Just tears, honestly. So did you know that beef on weck is a buffalo thing?
No, I didn't know that.
So to just call it a roast beef sandwich would not do it justice. Take a Kaiser roll, brush the top with water, and add caraway seeds and pretzel salt, and bake it for a few minutes to make it crusty. You're now holding a Kimmelweck, usually shortened to Weck. Add a few pieces of rare roast beef and substantial quantity of horseradish, and then drip the top with the roast beef juice. One thing Rochester also really has it going on for is south of Rochester they have grape pies, which we talk about.
Great grape pies.
Amazing grape pies. Have you had a grape pie?
I've had a grape pie only from Naples or homemade. I haven't had it anywhere else.
Correct. That's correct.
It's actually hard to find it anywhere else other than those two places.
Yeah. So, but you're right. I mean, like, I think of Rochester.
I don't think of Naples when I think of Rochester, though.
Yeah, I guess.
You're more of like a traveler, so you think of like broad destinations.
Yeah, and I think Rochester's the closest city to Naples. I mean, I think a lot of the Finger Lakes just kind of get lumped into Rochester because it's more or less around them all. Mm-hmm. So
cool.
Wow, cool.
So did you figure out about the mosaic hops? Or did it stop you from looking that up?
It kind of said like a blueberry, mango, and citrusy flavors. So let's kind of take another little smell.
I didn't get blueberry at all, but maybe mango.
Hold on. Sorry.
Mango.
For sure.
I definitely taste a little...
You there?
I definitely taste a little mango.
Justin, you okay?
I definitely taste a little mango.
Justin!
But that's not the citrusy part.
You do taste the citrusy part, obviously.
I taste the citrusy, which obviously isn't mango because that's not citrus.
Maybe
like a little bit of lemon and mango.
Maybe the blueberry is muted because of the Hallertau hops. That could very well be.
This is really good beer, though.
Yeah. Where'd you get this from?
Wegmans.
Stories.
So what do you have going on this weekend?
I've kind of put out an offer to family and really friends. If you guys ever hear, if you live in the area and if you hear me saying, yeah, I'm going to fire up the smoker this weekend. And if I'm doing if I'm doing a pulled pork or, a pork shoulder for a pulled pork. If you buy like a 4.5 pound or 9 pound pork shoulder, I'm probably going to smoke it with the rest of it. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be smoking 28 pounds of pork shoulder this weekend.
That's so much pork.
Tomorrow.
That's so much pork shoulder.
There's probably going to be, I've probably never had this much meat on the smoker at one time.
It's going to fall over because of the weight.
First of all, that's rude. No, it won't. It's upright. It's not like it's going to be like leaning tower.
I put too much pork shoulder on one side.
Yeah. My pork shoulders are leaning the smoker.
Oh, no.
Why are
a pork shoulder all over the patio.
Why are we Southern European?
I was thinking Italian smokers.
Yeah, like Southern European.
Okay, yeah.
So that's what I'm going to be doing. And then we're just like very, very small and distanced family get together this weekend. It's 4th of July this weekend. Should we say that or no?
Yeah, it's 4th of July this weekend. We celebrated it last week.
Yeah, we already celebrated. We're not gonna wish you a happy 4th of July. Like we're just kind of giving you context.
If you want confirmation for a good 4th of July,
yep,
listen to last week's episode.
And honestly, if you've already listened to it but want to listen to it again to get that confirmation, download it on a different platform. So yeah, but I think that's all I'm gonna do. I might teach my uncle how to fly his drone from a distance.
Oh, cool.
Probably going to have a bunch of pork shoulder left over.
Are you going to have a drone race?
No, I don't think that's fair. I'm pretty good at it.
Skilled.
I'm pretty skilled at it.
That would be cool. Do they have like drone obstacle course races? They do?
They absolutely do. Yeah.
That's very cool.
Mine wouldn't be made for that sort of thing. What you want is something that's like totally freestyle.
Mm-hmm. Do they have it'd be cool if they had like virtual reality glasses?
Justin, they do.
They do?
Yeah.
So you can see through your drone's eyes.
Yeah.
Very cool. You know what would be cool? No, just kidding.
It'd be cool if the drone actually flew.
Yeah. If it got off the ground.
Justin, it flies.
You know what would be cool?
Let's see if this one's got... I'm just trying to look up drone terminology.
Tony Hawk Pro drone.
So I think the drone industry is obviously newer than, say, ballooning. So you're not going to find words like balloonatic. Okay, well, here's one. It's called jello. So it's the undesired effect of vibration impacting video. The video appears distorted like jello jiggling caused by the multi-rotor itself. That's actually not like a crazy term. That just
Can we get another ride through? We got a lot of jello on that one.
Yeah, okay. It's a little funny. Okay. a lot of it's actually kind of like more or less actual
real words like
like actual like air traffic control words, not like wow that's real balloony or like something dumb like that. You're in like
because I guess flight has existed for a while.
Yeah. So not like a drone race and be like, well, that one's razzled and frazzled, like some dumb shit like that. Like that guy's spinning in the wrong direction, and like all the drone guys are just like, and the one girl droner who's there, droner. Okay, that's the word.
There you go.
Nice, I did that. I didn't even look at the okay, but she's just like, what's wrong with you guys?
Yeah, what would someone that's twisted in the wrong direction be? Just bad at droning, or
spinning in the wrong direction.
Spinning in the wrong direction.
Is that a Bonnie Raitt song? Spinning in the wrong direction.
I don't know.
There's a mountain there now and you're the only one. You're not the only one.
If it's
she sounds like Dwight Yoakam.
If it's not, it is now. You're welcome, Bonnie Raitt.
And Dwight Yoakam impersonator, who happens to be Bonnie Raitt.
So, out of those two,
the
second one was by far the best, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think with the classic, the Rochester, and I'm not sure how they do things in Rochester, so it might be just kind of something that's just true to what it is, but I feel like if the meat sauce was more or less standalone, and you just let the daggone ground beef speak for itself, I think it would just be like so good.
Yeah, I think there was a problem with the meat burger.
Yeah.
Not that it was bad, but to me it just tasted kind of bland.
And I'm in the camp where if I'm making a burger, my job while I'm making the burger is to mush it up as little as possible, right? Like take it from like that fresh ground waviness and rippliness, and then just smash it right down, just so it still has, I don't know, most of it together. Yeah. So, but I'd say, I mean, for the most part, otherwise, pretty darn good.
Yeah. So I would say if you're new to garbage plates and you have the ability to get a classic one, go to Rochester because they have like really, really good that classic Rochester garbage plate.
You can't get more original than the original.
Yeah. But I've had other garbage plates at the Brine Well, and they do a lot of different ones. And like I said, you can do the build your own, which is really cool. Yeah. And they're outstanding.
Really?
Like this, I loved this second one. It was delicious. I think because the first one I've had a true garbage plate, I'm comparing that to this one.
It's got to be its own thing.
Yeah. Whereas where the Brine Well like breaks off into their own kind of garbage plates, I think that's where they like really rise.
So would you have preferred that they had chopped it up?
I would.
Yeah.
Even on the Buffalo one. If everything was like mixed and sloppy, I would prefer that.
I think in terms of presentation, that'd be way difficult. Yeah. But again, I think with the garbage plate, aesthetics are nice.
If you're ordering something
called a garbage plate,
if you're ordering something called the garbage plate, you shouldn't be expecting presentation.
Yeah, but it was a nice surprise, right? We opened it up and it was just like,
and like I said, like if you get it there, like if you sit down at the restaurant, I think it looks even nicer. Yeah, it's plated well.
Someone had a steady hand on that mustard. Did you see that?
Yeah,
I think they used a ruler.
Maybe they use one of those, those when they put paint
like a 3D print. Oh, okay.
When they put paint in like a pendulum,
just
and
like send it through.
Yeah, they just put the mustard.
Like Jack the Dripper, like just for like kinetic art, right?
Send it through the mustard pendulum.
Yeah, there's some, and it's not even that simple. There's someone literally swinging on that pendulum, holding mustard.
It's actually just someone's job, and they put it in the application.
Yeah,
like, need someone that has a steady hand with mustard squirting.
Support employment at this point. Yeah. So I'm happy about that, and I think they did a really good job. Again, this is like prime burger season for me. So I feel like maybe BYOB, bring your own burger, or you can do a hot dog because the hot dog tasted great.
Hot dog was delicious,
right? Yeah. So I would almost prefer if I was to go there again, just get a hot dog.
Yeah, just because if you're getting the Rochester, I think the hot dog was better.
Yeah.
But yeah, the build your own or some of the other ones are just delicious. So beers, the second one I think was better, obviously. But I mean, I'm an IPA person. Although, as I was there, I realized I haven't actually bought or had an IPA in a long time.
Is it because you've been branching out or just doing cocktails?
I've been branching out. I've been drinking a lot of cocktails. And when I go to beer, I usually end up getting like an imperial or a stout of some sort.
Because you weren't a stout guy before this.
No. I've just been basically drinking oatmeal and coffee stouts.
Even in this hot weather?
Yeah.
Gross.
It's just like a cold beverage.
I'm like such a like a session IPA or Pilsner, like in the summer, like this is the seasons, right? It's been a while since we've talked about the seasons.
Yeah.
And I think that conversation of the seasons really has started
In the
with
summer.
this hot apartment in the summer, right?
So it's funny that you bring this up. So I've been re-listening to our old episodes, trying to find any time that we say, we should try this. And then I write it down.
Yeah.
I just listened to an episode where I was talking about drinking a stout in the summer. So here we are again a year later doing the same thing.
Having the
and
same argument.
you told me it was like putting a coat on your tongue.
Isn't it? Is it?
I didn't agree with you then, and I still don't.
Okay, so you can have a stout in the summer whenever you want, right? I'm not your boss or dad or mom or father figure. Brother figure? Yeah, okay.
Sure.
All right, sure. But for the love of God, put the AC on when you're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay? Is that fine?
Yeah. But I've realized, so when I go to get a beer, the stouts and the IPAs have like taken over at least the Wegmans beer section. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to find my brother is not that into craft beer.
Okay.
He'll either get like Blue Light, which is horrible.
Whatever.
You know, he's just
Are
getting
you beer
like a
shaming?
light beer. I am beer shaming. With that, yes. Or he'll get like a Blue Moon or like Miller High Life.
Okay, but hold on. 15 years ago, Blue Moon was craft beer,
Yeah, that's true.
right?
And so I know he likes Blue Moon, so I'm like, all right. And he's told me I want to go with you sometime and learn some craft beers that I like, because he tries like, he's not big in IPAs, and that's usually what I have. And so he's like, I want to find something I like. So I looked up, if you like Blue Moon, what kind of beers would you like?
Weiss.
Yeah, so Hefeweizen is the biggest one. Weisse beers or anything like wheat. Mm-hmm. And I go and I spend like half an hour scrounging to find one of those. And it's so hard. It's like stout, IPA,
What?
stout.
No,
stout.
that's not true.
Yeah.
Did you go to the European section?
Yeah, I do. And
Yeah.
there's a few.
Yeah, I do.
But that section's so small.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, look.
It's hard to even find like a wheat beer or something like that.
Look, so things went, this year and last year were big New England IPA years, right? And I'm not a beer expert. This is just my own anecdotal observation of being able to go to a Wegmans, which I think has maybe a better consumer market than probably a good 60, 70% of places where you can find beer. Would you agree?
Yeah. I mean, unless you're a beer store.
Yes. But it's been new, hazy IPA this year, hazy IPA last year, APA, hazy EIO,
DP
EIO. Before that, it was, and like last year was even like a Gosa year, right? Like with Travis, like he was big into it. I mean, he's like it's still a little bit this year. Weiss beers were a couple years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it's funny because I have no problem finding beer because I like IPAs.
Yeah.
And I like stouts now.
Yeah.
And that is just like 80% of the beers at Wegmans. It's just stouts and IPAs. Mm-hmm. And then there's a few like Pilsners thrown in there or Gosas, like you said. But when I was trying to find the Scotch ale, I was literally there for like 35 minutes just looking for a Scotch ale. And I finally got that one with coffee because I found no other ones.
And you were like, I wonder if Andy's going to be tired.
Well, I was
Still
expecting
yawning.
you
I'm
to
still
say coffee in summer.
I was just like, coffee, great.
Yeah.
I need this.
Yeah. But I couldn't find any other ones. It was just like stouts and IPAs.
It's tough. It's tough. And then, you know, if you find something that's kind of diverges from the norm, it's sometimes like a super tiny brand, right?
Yeah. And it's usually like a limited, like they're testing it out.
Yeah.
It's also hard to find on beer labels what it is. Mm-hmm. There's so much color and flash. And I'm like, what kind is this?
Yeah, the beer industry has definitely been. It hasn't always been such a visual industry, right? No. But it absolutely is.
Yeah,
now.
I really like beer labels now. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've kind of lent from the wine industry, right? Like or the liquor industry. I mean, like the liquor industry has been heavily based on shape. So, well, cool. I'm glad we were able to do this. Good idea, right? Thank you for taking the time to listen back to the episodes. I feel like sometimes I'm like, hey, have you heard this podcast? And you're like, no, I haven't yet. And then I'm thinking like right now, I'm like, you're listening to our old episodes for the betterment of the snack pack, right? So thank you for making that sacrifice.
It's fun.
You're like, sometimes if I'm not hanging out with you, I just listen to me hanging out with you. God, I should do that.
It feels like you're here every day.
Yeah. You're like, we have breakfast together. You didn't know that? Nice. Well, thank you very much for recommending that. Thanks for picking up the beer. And I'm not going to wish you guys a happy 4th of July because it already happened. I'm not going to wish you one. Maybe I'll do it off the pod, but you're not going to make me do it.
If you are in New York, you probably can find a garbage plate. Mm-hmm. And if not, pretty easy to make your own. Just throw all the leftovers or your whole meal, churn it all up.
If you need us to send us, or if you need us to send you one, we will. But you should actually put that one in the garbage.
Yeah, it'll be garbage by the time it gets.
Yeah, we won't be.
That will be a trash.
We're not going to
plate.
be doing any. Yeah, we're not going to be doing any refrigeration or cooling or anything like that.
And we won't even get package insurance on it.
We're not even really going to do anything else other than just put it in a cardboard box.
Yeah, it won't even be wrapped, or it's just we're going to pour it in and then seal it.
You're going to be getting a dripping reused Amazon box.
Yep.
Anyway. All right, well, hey, have a great day. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. And we miss you dearly, guys.
We do. We miss you. Not that we
ever meet up.
Not that we ever see you, but
sometimes. We've seen people.
So I was going to say, this year has been pretty light on the guests. Mm-hmm. Right before the virus and everything started and the quarantining, we had a couple guests lined up.
Yeah.
And that kind of went down the toilet.
It changed.
Yeah, it changed.
Even a live event. Remember we were going to do the live event?
Yeah, we were going to do a live thing, and then we had a couple guests lined up, and we had all these plans, and then they kind of just went down the...
But we're going to try to scale things as we can, and as we deem appropriate for our health and safety and your health and safety.
So we'll get back to that eventually. We do have plans. We just have to make sure that whatever we do, it's safe. So
yeah, well,
cool.
Neat.
Thanks for listening today. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you can find this episode and others like it on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and a bunch of other places. And you can go to our website at www.snackdownpod.com, and you can support us on patreon.com/snackdown, and you can call us and leave us a message at 315-313-5456. Snack you later.
Awesome. All right. See you. Bye.
All right. See you guys. Bye.